It is what it is. It always is. You know, there ain't no getting around it. Is what it is. 9:55 p.m. 12th of December. No, it's the 11th. It hasn't hit midnight yet. The 11th of December, 2013. And even talking to a camera, I got a lot of stuff that I want to say. I haven't even decorated inside, although I have gotten things that we call Christmas and Thanksgiving and Dan's birthday gifts for both of us. Generally, you know, they talk about, did you bring enough for everybody? They don't say that too much anymore, but way back when in the classroom, when I was young, you brought something nice for yourself, and everybody else would love to have one. Did you bring enough for everybody? Well, then don't eat in front of everybody. You know, there is private time, you know. So that doesn't happen that much anymore. But anyway. So many things, personalities, events, time itself, actually. I was having fun kicking around my interpretation of the name Kikihana. I guess, I don't know how it's actually pronounced. You know, the person, I do know tiny bit, you know, I know tiny bits about microorganisms too. Tiny bit about that name, and it's most likely Far Eastern. Yeah, that ain't too hard to figure out, actually. But not everybody would know that it's not so hard to figure out. I've been studying since I've been born as to what is what and why and so on. Those who I admire most, even the youngest ones, and you know, one just turned 14. Kikihana, Kick Your Hiney, that's English pronunciation of that name, Kikihani. I'm sure it wasn't meant to be that in whatever language it was from, and I still have people I need to contact that originally contacted me. YouTube hasn't been as interesting as Facebook has been for me. It pretty much does the same thing, but because I never use it for that, the other day I was typing, you know, if it moves, it's live. If it's not, it's an archive. It's very rare that anybody communicates with me in a way that makes sense to me on YouTube. Probably because I'm in the spirit world, and there are a few who can understand and put their 2 cents in, and you know, and never finishing a sentence. You know, at work, I got a guy who happens to be gay, and there's a lot of other things too, but I'm going to finish with this one. He's used to being in charge, and the big crash happened for me and him long before it happened for everybody else. So he's a piece of driver too. He's like, I used to be top chef. I know about this stuff. I believe he does. I don't have a use for it for the most part. But when I'm prepping food, he does have a need to be top dog. And tell me, which sometimes is useful, sometimes not. Different ways that you can accomplish the task than other than what you're doing. Well, knowledge is knowledge. It is. So when it's good, I accept it. When it's not, okay, Gary. There's a lot of Garys in the world, so if anybody's watching, and hopefully it's eternal, this stuff I do. Don't know. But that brings me to Skylar, another young buckhead that I am going to be working with. 22, has this thing that she feels things that don't make sense. Yeah, okay. She says she's into the dark side. So was Vader. It's one of the string beans, The beats got something going on too. I mean, every piece of creation has a value and a reason, or it ceases to exist. I'm talking to her about that. When I do this, I'm pretty fucked up. So whatever's coming out just kind of flows through me. This is what I'm seeing. So we had so Monday at a pizza shop. That's her deadest day. So we had some time to discuss things. She believes that rocks can help her. Well, you see, this is it's all in your head. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's all in my head too. Who the hell's talking to the camera? It's all in my head. So, she has these rocks that she likes, and she's got a problem in her lower right side, and her boyfriend's saying, well, that could be your appendix. Yeah, it could. Could be a lot of other things, too. Long time ago, before the modern times, either you lived or you died. If it was really the appendix, you're gonna die. Ain't nobody gonna cut you open, snip it out, sew everything. Well, actually, they staple it nowadays. And she was like, she ain't gonna feel it, man. Nowadays, they really do know how to put you to sleep and let you wake up and all the dirty work is over. Whatever was causing problems is out. You just need to heal, and they do provide you with painkillers. Yeah. So don't worry about it. Except that we both know, me and her, we don't have health insurance, and they don't pay us enough to pay the bills, nevertheless to pay somebody to help us. So I was like, I had a freaking massive infection in my leg, and I don't go no place unless I have to. Showing up in the fucking emergency room is not something I want to do, and I wouldn't have done it if I had any other choice. Yeah, she understood that. She felt the same way. So I show up there, and my leg's going crazy. This big thing on it, trying to suck all me up and go find another. Nature does that. So that's how I ended up in the hospital, and I was actually treated well. I'm not gonna be. I could be, but I'm not going to. But I would say that around every city, every town, everything is something that needs to be there to make sure that it can exist. And the healthcare system is actually that. So, one piece of the whole just basically sent me home. The other piece of the whole said, oh, clean up after them again. Oh, man. Alright. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, that's what you got? Oh. You're not going to be going home anytime soon, you know it, right? Yeah, I kind of figured that. I was a good soldier. I took it well. But you see, a soldier is sent there, and I ended up there. A soldier gets paid to go and do what he's got to do, and ending up in the hole, they don't get paid to do that. They get paid by the government, thank you. Even before there was this new thing, we're going to try and keep you healthy, so we don't have to try and keep you alive later when, geez, we could have done something before. It's gonna, and he ain't the first one, but he's the one that figured out how to get it done. Barack Obama found out, listening to others, listen to the dude who just flows. Barack Obama figured it out. I listen to those who are and find out what the hell they're thinking, then I might have a clue about how to get something done. If he didn't do that, he can smack me, but you see, I'm going to be dead before you get the chance, but it's a fact. I think he did it. And man, it was a big battle. We'd much rather have them get disgustingly ill and then pay for it later than help them possibly have a chance to not have to be. There's a lot of yin-yang, good, evil, in progress, totally. Oh, yeah. Alright, change subjects. I believe this is my 4th St. Ides. I got an old Totino's pizza thawing out. It's been in there so long. If it doesn't reach room temperature, and you just heat it, the bottom's going to be dry and the top's going to be wet, and you're going to toss it. I'm sure, well, if you put it in a landfill, I mean, microorganisms can make a living off of that for a long time. The sun don't consume the earth. But it really doesn't lead to intelligent life. Having said that, how the hell did we get here? Because toxic substance, those things in the middle of the ocean, farthest down the vents, that's very toxic. But that's what helped create life, so far as I have seen it. And Keikohini, whatever it is, I just really appreciate that they commented. It makes a lot of fun for me. Should have been a lawyer. Yeah, they told me that. Somehow that didn't happen. And then I heard on the radio today, if you're really good looking, there's a really good chance you're going to have a successful life. Shit. I think I'm good looking. I was never successful in life. After Hama, that's a lot of years. I'm going to say, man, when I was 20, I was a honking son of a bitch. nobody brought me up in a way that I could find anything to match me. But Daddy gave me Sharon. Yeah. 344 left. Daddy gave me Sharon. I got to pee again. You guys, please. I don't have Sharon right now. I didn't for a long time. But when I needed her the most, and I hope that she needed me too, somehow we made it happen. Yeah, I did begrudge her making kids that weren't mine, but I certainly couldn't afford it. And probably in her world, I can't afford to wait. I gotta make babies while I can. A female has that issue that I don't have. Yeah, I probably don't make a lot of sense. Even when I was talking to Skylar, that's the young chick that I'm going to be working with. Now she's finally made management, which isn't really management, it's a shift manager. So you're basically the whip or the brain that makes sure the rows are rowing according to how it's paid. But nonetheless, 22 years old. I like doing this, actually, I really do. Last one I worked with, and I definitely changed her life. Christy. This is another squirt I call call it a gray size. Skylar and I were talking about aliens, the grays. Not all females grow really big. A lot of them are squirts or beans, green beans, whatever. I call them grays. Very small. And some of them are obviously very good at, I do sex. Yeah, I get paid for that. But whatever. I could go on a long time about that. But anyway, Skylar is the latest spirit I'm going to be working with. I hope I know I'm going to change some things. I just don't know what it is. I'm the guy living here, and Daddy knows everything, right? I just do what I'm feeling. I follow the flow. It flows through me. Yeah, even looking at the house from this distance, sitting in the inside, I barely got out of the yard. It's gonna snow again tomorrow, so I just filled up the Subaru. And I did pass on to a few of the others, get some change for your car, it'll help.